I know it's not a common thing to start car review with driving immediately. Usually everyone is standing in front of the car and saying some nice things about how it looks and how it feels. Cars are created for driving, first of all. So let's start from driving this nice Fiat 500e Cabrio version. Also, the weather outside is awful and I wouldn't recommend anyone to be outside of the car with this kind of weather. So what we have here is Fiat 500 with 43 kilowatts battery, which gives us 180 horsepower, which is basically enough for all possible scenarios of city driving. And even while driving car on high-speed roads, you will not feel yourself as an impotent. Speaking of city driving, you have all possible features that you might need for comfortable day-to-day use of the car. You have automated wipers that gives you the ability to relax while driving with such an awful weather. Automated light switching, rear view mirror dimming, Apple CarPlay available, you have automated climate control system. In general, no problems with visibility, maybe besides the small area at the back which blocks you from checking crazy cyclists and pedestrians jumping into your blind zone. We have 3 driving modes. First one is the normal one, which gives you ability to ride the car like a normal petrol engine car, moving with inertia and all that stuff. And with 88% of the battery, it gives you 217 kilometers of range. It will be something around 240 kilometers of range when fully charged, but we will check it later. Also, you have this range mode, which gives you option to drive with one pedal only, and it works amazingly smooth, so you don't need to use brake pedal at all when you use the car in most of city scenarios. It doesn't start to decrease the speed immediately after you release your foot off the acceleration pedal, but it gives you a small amount of time to move with the inertia, and then it activates the recuperative braking, which saves your braking pads resources. And it gives us nearly the same driving range, 225. But on top of that, you have the crazy mode, it's called Sherpa mode. What it actually gives you, it tries to get everything that is possible from your battery. Now we have 249 kilometers of range, but we have deactivated climate control system, and the speed of reaction from the engine will not be the same as in other modes. So it will try to save you energy as much as possible. Let's go back to range mode, which is the most comfortable one for using in the city. Speaking of range, I had a chance to drive Fiat 500e in Italy a year ago on my vacation, and if you use it a lot on high-speed roads, you will feel the real pressure of electric vehicles range problem. So the real range will be somewhere around 160 kilometers, depending on the speed you are driving, depending on the landscape of the road. So if you have ability to recuperate energy when driving down the hill, then maybe you will get a little bit on top of that. But it's not the car for long distance traveling. Or you need to have a lot of charging stations on your route. Speaking of city driving, you shouldn't expect it to be drivable as some nice BMW. It's a short, small city car, less than 4 meters long, so it is comfortable enough. I used it a lot on Berlin rocky streets, let's go it this way, and nothing really bad so far. Obviously, on some huge bumps, you will feel that the car is small, but it's not critical. On the other hand, it's super compact, it's easy to drive, you can easily sneak into tight parking spaces or do difficult maneuvering with other cars around you. More and more trucks coming, and we can easily move around them. And now it's time to charge. Thanks to Sixt car sharing, we have free charging card, and we can now charge our Fiat 500 to the full battery. Let's see how much time it will take. Speaking of Sixt car sharing, if you are living in Germany, definitely try it out. You can get a discount code for that in the video description, and it will give you ability to test it, saving some money. And Sixt Share, in my opinion, is definitely one of the best car sharing systems in Germany. But this is the topic for another video. And to start charging, we just open SichtShare app, click charge. It will give us the nearest charger. Yep. And let's start charging. Let's go. Now we can connect. Okay. That's it. It's working. To charge to 80% it will take only 6 minutes, and to charge for 100% battery it will take 57 minutes. One of the nicest things you have here is that you can change the speed of charging, and it's quite a nice thing. There are different cases when you can use it, but for example, when we drove it in Italy, not this car, but the another one, we used it when we parked in front of the beach on the charging station, and we reduced the charging speed to be able to stand there for a longer period of time. I know that's bad, but still, that's life. I know that weather today is not perfect for filming car from outside, but there is no such a thing as bad weather. There is only bad clothes. So let's protect ourselves and go outside to check how it looks. Speaking of exterior, it looks amazing, especially in this amazing green color. We have Cabrio version with mixed retro and futuristic design. We have a lot of this nice eco touches. It literally screams that it's an electric car. I always liked how Fiat 500 looks. Now it looks even better. Let me know what you think about it in terms of exterior. We have Cabrio version, as you can see, but besides that, in Germany there are two versions available. Regular Fiat 500, just a hatchback, which is called limousine for some reason, and the 3+1 version, which adds the small opening part here, allowing you to get easier access to the back of the car. And as soon as it is Cabrio version, obviously our
trunk is quite small. Yeah.
We have electric locks, and when you close the car, it doesn't do a click sound, and sometimes it's kind of misleading. And you're trying to check if the doors are locked, and they are opening back because you have keyless access. And how it looks from inside, we have button to open the door. In the case your battery is dead, you have this nice lever to open the door. In terms of space for backseat passengers, yeah, it's not a lot of it, but I can sit here. I'm 176 centimeters height, yeah, and I can survive here, but definitely not on the long distance traveling. We have very nice interior, but in terms of materials, it's kind of cheap. Especially you can feel it here and here and here. But still we have a few nice touches like this Made in Torino sign with original Fiat 500. The steering wheel is made with some super vegan eco leather, and it is actually quite nice to touch. We also have nice looking picture. I think it's Torino again. As soon as it is a Cabrio version, we definitely need to open the roof. I know the weather is not well. Yeah, it's working. It's working. A little bit wet, but still good. So we have fully charged battery. With normal mode, we have 250 kilometers of range. With range mode, we have 259, and with Sherpa mode, it will be 286 kilometers, but with deactivated climate control system. One of the problems you may experience using Fiat 500, but this problem you will get it at most of three-door vehicles. So the problem is the giant door. And when you try to get out of the car on tight parking, you will get some troubles with that. So you have to do it like that. Okay. But in the worst case scenario, you can jump into the car through the open roof. And one of the pluses for Cabrio version is quite compact third door. You see, so with most of the cars you will hit the ceiling, but here you are safe.
but you have quite a small trunk.
Unfortunately, with current weather, we won't test it properly on the Autobahn because it's too rainy and it doesn't make sense to do the speed test there. I did drive it a lot through the highways in Italy, and as most of electric vehicles, it's not the proper car for driving on the long distances. It's a city car, and it's a great city car. But when you drive on the long distances, your juice will disappear quite fast. If you're driving somewhere around 110 kilometers per hour, you will be able to survive and maybe drive enough, but still it all depends from the loading of the car, from the landscape, from a lot of things. In general, if you need to go on long distance with it, you will be able to do that, but you need to prepare and check all the charging stations through your route. And when you use it in cities, it's an amazing car. It's compact, it's maneuverable, it's comfortable to drive, and it's much more comfortable in comparison to Minis, for example. They are too hard. It's stylish. It has Cabrio version. Why not? It has all necessary safety assistance. It has all necessary comfort features, except for the cup holders. Yeah, that's a pity. And in general, I really like Fiat 500. Now it's time to check something else here or here, and let me know what you think about Fiat 500e. Don't forget to subscribe, leave your like and comment. See you soon.